The HALLANDAPHNIS early morning show coming to you live from La Cabana, Rodriguez. Truly the place to be in the heart of Brooklyn, 1062 Flatbush Avenue, between Beverly and Cortelio. Now, this is the man behind the event, D.E. CAYARD, first annual Remembrance Day for Haiti. Now, as someone who is known as Little Haiti Ambassador of Culture, why did you feel it was necessary for you to hold such an event right here in the heart of New York City?
I think that I've been speaking on behalf of the majority of Haitians, if not every Haitian, should have this day. We have to have this day in our mind. Nous devons avoir ce jour dans notre esprit. We have to have this day in our mind for life, and we would call it remembrance. It has to have some sad note to it, some tears, but sometimes some laughter and some hope for Haiti, definitely. Perhaps my experience, I have now been living 45 years outside of Haiti. I live throughout the world. I do believe that we need to bring as many players and as many nationalists and as many internationalists into the foreground and the front to unite together and unite with the rest of the population of Haiti at large and as a whole, to make sure that the world remember what happened and their pledge to keep Haiti reconstructed and rebuilt. And also, we want to let those who passed, that we shall never forget them. We always have them in our heart and in our brain, and we cherish them and we miss them dearly.
Now, Ambassador, it was a year ago when Haiti was hit by this destructive earthquake. Where were you at that particular time, and what went through your mind at that particular time?
I just came out from doing a memorial for Michael Jackson. As the French newspaper Le Monde, they called me along with some Amsterdam News among them and some other newspapers from Toronto, Canada, and BBC of London, and you name it, New York One, Channel 7, and the like, Associated Press, among others. Michael Jackson said we are the world. So therefore, there was a situation of a memorial where I think, again, each time there is death, those who pass should be remembered and be cherished and be praised and be helped to depart with dignity. And I felt in New York, not necessarily in LA, that Michael Jackson needed a better representation than what I saw at first. So I did 68 days in front of the Apollo and around, and that's a longer story. You may go on Google D.E. CAYARD, Google D.E. CAYARD for that longer story. But nonetheless, soon after that, when the event happened in Haiti, the so-called earthquake, that magnitude of strength that we don't know for sure how to label it anymore, I was painting some more Michael Jackson and still having a hard time to let go of Michael Jackson. And as I was painting, the news came to me, and I start instantly to paint a special memorial for Haiti, and that's on West 16 in Manhattan next to the Maritime Hotel, in some kind of big studio gallery that they had provided me at the time. And it was indeed, as you remember, in the winter, 1/12. I must also mention that a month later, just about, my mother passed, and that forced me to go to Florida, where I continue seeing and sharing the pain of every single Haitian, and and with us, the pain for a lot of people around the world. The globe was in pain last year, a year ago.
All right. Now, we feel the pain, and we understand exactly what you're dealing with as a Haitian American in the diaspora. Now, many organizations decided to come in the forefront, saying that they're going to help Haiti, and a lot of people are saying, where is the help? Because we have not really felt the help, because there's still a lot of people that are still homeless. There are many organizations who do not have the support that is necessary in terms of the rebuilding process of that particular island nation. Now, as someone who understands the non-profit organizations, whether it is the Red Cross or CARE, just to name a few, what would you want to tell Haitian Americans in terms of supporting those different type of organizations who are going to really be an essential part of rebuilding that particular country?
Well, that serious disaster that hit Haiti is among the biggest one that has ever hit any country in this world, not to say the entire cosmos. This is the epitome, and this is when we can evaluate and also judge and analyze the care and the level of professionalism of organizations from around the world who insist in managing crisis. We've seen some serious problems before that happened right in the United States when it occurred with Katrina. Now, some of the same very country who had a problem to manage Katrina come to our rescue in Haiti, so we should at that time already know certain things will not fall right in place. Nonetheless, it is an imperative now to empower the companies that are non-profit organizations that are in Haiti already and that have been proving and have a good record that have been helping prior to this so-called earthquake, and orphanage, for instance, people who are in the business of planting trees, for instance, people who are in the business of providing water, sending kids to school and maintaining school and hospital and the like. We must empower them, continue to do so, according to many of my influential friends around the world, by providing them money that does not necessarily go through all the time the Red Cross, all the time to the big organization that we know, Goodwill and the like. I have nothing against them. I'm simply saying that monies and help has to be shared where everybody can play a role into it. And having said that, I have decided, therefore, to embrace the work of Antoine and Jesse Useb, who have formed this corporation, non-profit organization, 501c3 many years back, under the name of AGE, and we often in Creole would like to say AJ. And I want to also thank another person who has put a lot of effort and a lot of sweat and tears into bringing some extra cash that is really needed and a lot of love and hope. And here I have on my left the beautiful and the very sensitive and the very wonderful humanitarian that she is. And I'm talking about Olani. And I also want to thank the folks here tonight, HLN, and I believe it stands for? Haiti Live Networks. Haiti Live Networks. And I say in the time of crisis, they have been there for us, and we have to continue to support them, and we have to make sure that we have a membership and we have some kind of purchase of whatever it takes to support that station here and this programmation that's going on, because in terms of crisis, they bring the reality to you no matter where you are. And I want to thank you all, and I want to thank La Cabana, Rodriguez. I want to thank Tony, a very good friend of ours. I want to thank Philippe Beauvais. I want to thank a lot of folks in Florida. And no matter who you are, if I forget to say and state your name, know that you are still with us in our heart. And feel free to check Mr. Daphnis at HALLANDAPHNIS@yahoo.com. In case you want to reach me directly, please feel free to make a phone call, 407-545-9115. 407-545-9115. Or you can also call 347-622-0248. 347-622-0248. Before I finish, I want you to know that this is one of the pieces of artwork that I'm currently finishing to donate, as I've donated to several organizations that are non-profit to sell and use the profit to benefit Haiti. It is still unfinished, but it talks a lot about things, the like of the earthquake, things that happen to different parts of the world. And I hope, as Michael Jackson said it among other musicians, that we are the world. So it's time now to prove it and be together at it. We are the world.
All right, little Haiti ambassador of culture here on the Alan Daphnis Early Morning Show on HLN WLVJ 100.3 Flex FM, as well as One Caribbean Radio in New York City. So, Ambassador, any last parting words?
Yes, that's a special thank to Olisha. She is a queen that has been brought to us, and she's from Trinidad. She actually has a calendar that she's willing to sell as well to benefit. We have dancers who are willing to dance around the clock, and whatever proceed, they are willing to give it to non-profit organizations. As you can see, these are names from people from all over the world, different countries. And I want to thank them as well. And I want to say to my brothers and sisters from Haiti, l'union fait la force, c'est tout bon, no matter what is happening. We are going to stay together and unite together, and we have to overcome this ordeal. Amen.
All right, the HALLANDAPHNIS Early Morning Show. I will return with Philippe Beauvais, one of the best choreographers and dancers of Latin music, putting his heart out for Haiti right here on HLN. We'll return in just a few.